Rachel, your face is like boom. And welcome everybody. Yeah, so I'm just gonna basically start and just get straight into it. So, Callie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, to start with, why don't you tell us about your journey from the begin, like from the starting place to where you kind of first entered into the industry?
I feel like I didn't really start doing I don't think I started in the industry. I started more doing like drama school stuff and stage school performances and more like musical theatre stuff. So that was my avenue in. But then I went to the studio and I feel like I kind of fell in love with making music in the studio and actually creating in a different way where I was creating and putting it down and it like had a timestamp on it. So I've just been doing that since.
Okay. And what were your kind of intentions on coming into the industry? Like what, when before you start doing something, you always say, okay, well, these are my, let's say, my reasons for doing this. Like what would you say those things were?
Um, Definitely just because I was inspired by just other people. I feel like it's something that makes me happy, music in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just seeing people perform live. I don't know. I definitely like live performance is like a goal of mine because I feel like it's the best way to like spread a message, just spread good energy and be in the same room. And obviously you can't right now, but just I don't know. There's something about it. And before I was so afraid of live performance, and now I feel like it's one of my like biggest goals. But I forgot what the question is. But live performance. I don't know.
Your intentions of coming into the industry. So like before you kind of were fully immersed in it, what were
my goals?
Yeah, like your goals. You're kind of like, right, well, I'm getting into this to make sure I get here. What is like your active intentions for yourself?
I knew that I definitely wanted to be able to write a song.
Okay.
Just so it's a simple like task, but I feel like if at any point like I had to deliver, I wanted to be ready and not like doubting myself. I wanted to definitely get past my I feel like everyone has like this voice inside their head that likes like, no, this is not good enough or this idea isn't. And I kind of had to learn how to like put that aside when I'm in like a situation where I'm in like a good environment, like I'm around other creatives, like I'm in the room for a reason and it's time for me to like not doubt myself. So definitely just being comfortable in myself was a goal. And I feel like just like in life, it's kind of mirrored into my music, just where I'm at.
So what would you say are your pros and your cons?
Of the industry?
No, of when you start out. Like, yeah, the pros and cons of starting out.
Well, number one, you have to be your biggest believer. Like, you have to be your own biggest believer because 100%. If you're not, then literally, like, who else is going to believe in you? If like you wouldn't buy something from someone if they're not advertising the product and you're like, oh, I want it. If they're like downplaying it or like, oh, you should buy this, but like it's not good all the time. Like it's not good to use all the time, or it might break, or like it's not helpful. Like you're not selling yourself like the best that you are. So definitely just being your biggest fan is like, it's like the hardest thing because sometimes like you're not even your biggest fan.
Sometimes
So
you're
like
not feeling it, man. Like,
yeah. So I'd say that it's a pro and a con to know how good you are and to like live up to it and show it. It's not even like living up to it. It's just more showing it to people and not being afraid. Like you're not being arrogant because you're showing that you can do something. You're literally just like displaying how like open you are to work and like just join in and just be creative and collaborative with people.
And okay, so let's move on and talk about sorry, bear with me, my questions disappeared. So let's move on and talk about Mabel and how that relationship came about.
Yes.
So tell us, what was like the first initial meeting? How did that all start? What was all that? Tell us.
So I feel so lucky that I was actually invited to go on the tour. It was crazy because it was a UK and European tour. So like I got to go to so many places that I hadn't even been before, and the first time I was like there, I was performing, which was like a blessing, and like it was so scary. But I met her first in the studio, and it was just like, I can't remember, we was in King's Cross somewhere, and it was like ages ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I was still so shy then. So she met me then, and I remember her manager set me up to like have a conversation with her. I was like at a studio at the time, and I think she was at the same studio, and we just spoke like really briefly because I think she was recording final vocals of something, and she was just so nice. Like, you know, when you like put people on a pedestal and you don't expect them to be human, and then like just meeting some people, you just realize that they're just human, and like
Genuine
she's
people.
nice. She's so nice. Yeah.
And what were your kind of like when you were first? Oh,
Sorry, I'm in the studio. I was in the studio, guys. Do you like the lights?
So what were your like initial reservations when you first heard that you're going on tour? Your reservations, your excitement, like what were your initial thoughts? Like what was going through your head when you got that call or when you got that message? Tell us
Oh
about
my gosh. I panicked because I was like, because I'd been in the studio for like 4 years, maybe, like every other day, every day, like weekends, no weekends, like just in the studio. I love being in the studio, and I feel like I kind of panicked because I kind of not forgot, but like how to be on stage and how to like have people looking at you, and like it's nerve-wracking, and I feel like I get nervous all the time, and I think that's another one of my goals, to like ease into it. But I feel like once I get into it and I realize that again everyone's human, and like there's human beings watching me, and they don't want me to fail. So just yes.
I hear that because I remember when I got told I was doing the Mahalia tour, it was very almost like, oh, right. I mean, I'm excited, but then I'm also like, oh my goodness, tour. Like that's.
How did you like prepare for a show? Because I freaked out. I was just like,
I think at first it was like, well, these aren't even my fans, so I have to go out there and convince them that I'm good enough to be on the stage. That was even like the first thing. And then the second thing I thought was like, oh my goodness, I'm going on tour. It's just a very surreal feeling. It's like that's something that you kind of dream of doing, or you know, you think it's going to take ages to get to that point. I wanted to ask you, what were some of your highs and lows of being on tour?
Of being on tour?
What were your highs and lows of tour?
I feel like not staying focused, because I feel like I'm a very focused person anyway. I'm the type of person that like writes lists about just like everything, like how I'm feeling and what I have to do tomorrow, but not staying focused, like staying organized, but more staying focused to the purpose and like the reason why I wrote the song in the first place, and trying to do that every night, and just like, because I know that Mabel's fans, like they were introduced to me for the first time, and just to like make a first impression on someone every night. And like even if like some nights that are not, you're not feeling your best, because like you can't have like perfect 7 days every day, like for how many weeks, it's like it's impossible. So just working through the not so perfect days, and just feeling grateful on the not so perfect days, and just sticking to like the reason why I love music, and it is music, like the creation of music and singing, and yeah.
So you would say that the things that got you through the low parts were just reminding yourself of why you were there.
Yeah, and living in the moment as well. Definitely. On tour, like I got to go to so many different places, and just I feel like being outside and visiting different places, and like filling myself up with like culture and like just experiences, I feel like fueled me when I got back, definitely creatively. And it was just good to like, I don't know, not take a break from working, because I was like performing every night, but it was more just like separating it a little bit, and just remembering that it's like the music business, but it is like it is music, and I still find it fun, and I love it, and that's why I wake up every day and do it. But just like, yeah, living in the moment, definitely.
Okay. And on a lighter note, what would you say are
Yes.
some of your fun memories from tour? Name a couple.
Oh my gosh, so many crazy things happen on tour. Me and my tour manager, DG, I call her DG. Shout out to Live Source, because they're really sick, and they planned the whole thing, and it was crazy. We went from hotel to hotel, and
Wait,
like towards the,
explain what that is. So the tour management, explain what that is, what they do.
so my tour manager basically traveled with me. We did it as cheap as possible, because I'm independent, and it can be done. Like, you don't have to be crazily rich to go on tour. You don't have to like have a deal. You don't have to have anything. I feel like if you have that mentality of like wanting to, like, people want to be around you, and like you're creative, and I feel like if that comes out of you, then people will see it in you. And even if like you're on the tour bus and you're like touring with someone, and you're playing for someone, or like you're a tour support act, I'm sure like there's ways into it, and like just don't think like it's so far out of reach, because it's definitely not. But
so I guess I'm going to just go more into detail about like tour management specifically.
Tour.
I was just going to say, like, essentially a tour manager will book make sure the hotels are booked. They make sure that your travel itinerary is up to date from show to show, from show to hotel, hotel to show, airport, like everything
And you think this stuff is not important until like you're actually like you arrive at the country, and like you need your bearings, and then like you need to get to the venue, and it needs to be at a certain time, because you have to have a sound check before you have the real performance, which is later on, and you need to be there earlier, and like making sure that like you're comfortable like to perform in different venues every night was definitely like an adjustment for me. Just having to deal with like different challenges, like sound wise, and like space wise, and just knowing how to, I feel like going on tour and just performing in live in general, not even touring, but just like it teaches you how to have a stage presence. So I definitely like any performance you have to like perform, I'd say do it, like even if it's like at a pub, or like just you never know who's there, you never know like what it could do for you. You might like even surprise yourself.
And I wanted to ask, did you get nervous? And what would you say some of your tips are for nerves when you're getting on stage in front of people that aren't your fan base?
I don't know. I feel like I still need tips. I'm more I like to be alone before I go on stage.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Just because I can collect my thoughts, and I'm not all over the place. I feel like you definitely have to get to a point of certainty and focus like in yourself, and just like get yourself to a point where like you're ready to do it, like you know what you're about to do, like you're fully like you have no doubt in your mind, like you don't know what you're doing, like you're fully prepared.
Run through the set in your mind.
Like you should know it like back to front, like whatever you're performing, like lyrics, or like so you can, because I feel like if you're worrying about lyrics, if you're worrying about, this is with like any performance, you can't fully like, I don't know, express the emotion, because if you're worrying about something else, like it doesn't come out. You're not fully relaxed.
I can tell you that there were times when I was on stage where I wasn't even thinking about my lyrics. They were just coming out my mouth, and I was focusing on how I felt about the song.
When you let it, when you know everything back to front, you can just let it flow out. Like it's crazy.
I was gonna say I forgot to mention one of my memories from tour. So we had what did we have? A journey from what was it? I think it was like was it Bristol to Scotland, Bristol to, is it Glasgow? Is Glasgow in Scotland? Yeah, Bristol to Scotland. That's this corner of the country.
In a car,
different country. Yeah, by coach.
Woo.
So it's like a 7-8 hour drive. I remember saying to Mahalia, I was like, oh my gosh, like we have to stop over at a hotel and then leave again in the morning to get to the next venue. She was like, oh, just get on the tour bus with me. And I was like, because I had my own little sprint. I had like my minivan with my band and my tour manager. She had like the full on tour bus. And so I remember she was like, yeah, just come and sleep with me on my tour bus, whatever. And I was like, it's like, yeah, man, just come.
Mood.
So I went on the tour bus with her that night, and it was just so good because I got a full night's sleep. We shared the bed. There was like a double bed at the back, and we just shared the bed at the back, and it was just such good vibes.
Oh.
We got to talk, and it was nice. You know, you get to see somebody in their vulnerable element as well. And I also remember that night as well. We had a day off the next day in Manchester.
Day off days are like they're like
you get to explore the city, get to do stuff. So I remember we were in Scotland and we had to go to Manchester next, and she was like, just stay on the bus with me, we can go get breakfast, get vibes, get our nails done. And so that's what we did. You know, I felt like those are some of the moments that really make tour what it is. Like how those downtimes where we got to the venue, the next venue, and we got the showers, first dibs on, and really nice showers, and like I got a chance to relax, take my time, cream my skin, you know, breathe. The shower was really nice, and just being able to experience that. We went to go get our nails done together.
Self-care on tour is just so like you forget to do it because like you're just like
on the go. You're living out of a suitcase. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so on to the next question. What would you say is one thing that you would like to do better next time, or you think you could improve on for yourself? Maybe it was your concert.
I feel like specifically to tour, more giving my all every show. I feel like I gave my all, but like I could give more of my all. I don't know, like I feel like definitely COVID did that to me as well. Not even just performing, but just like anything that I do, any time that I sing, I want it to like I don't want it to be like a waste. Like after not being able to do something for so long, you want to do it so much. So every time that I do like have an opportunity to sing with a band or like in a live situation or a setting, I'm not gonna hold back. Just do everything like in full.
And what would you say is the one thing that you've really learned, like you can really take away and say, I learned that from being on tour?
Can I say more than one thing?
Yeah.
Okay. First, like musically, just having a balance of like, if you're a studio bug, then that's like sick and you should like hone on your craft, but need to be in touch with the outside world as well. Otherwise, when you get into a live situation, live is just like, it's not terribly different, but it is like completely different at the same time because people catch on to things, and like there needs to be repetition sometimes for people to join in, and there needs to be like a groove everyone can follow, or like a simple enough melody that everyone can kind of like sing along to. It's not too difficult for it. That definitely like simplicity in the music, definitely just for people to connect with you. And like there's so many ways you can say things, but sometimes like the most direct thing and like something that you might think is embarrassing or like awkward to say in a song is sometimes the best thing to do. Or like 100%. even if you're not songwriting, like musically, sometimes like if the chord feels like too like cheesy to go to, or like the drum beat feels too simple, sometimes that is the right that's thing. The best thing. Like don't fight it. Like if you're overthinking creatively, or even like performing, if you're overthinking like, oh, I need to hit this note, or like let me jazz out this chord, like just let it take you, and like don't overthink it, because you like everyone has their own rhythm, their own like sense of harmony, their own their
own pizzazz, you know. I think the one thing that I would say I really learned on tour, this is so simple and so like probably not what everyone's expecting, but choose your rider carefully.
Explain what a rider is.
So your rider, you can literally, your agent, your live agent will basically get stuff that you want and you put in your dressing room. So you could put a bottle of champagne on there, you could put chocolates, you can put a boiled egg with a toasted piece of bread, you can literally put anything you want in your rider.
And they'll try and do their best, like the venue will try and do their best, but it's like a thank you, like a welcome gift, like especially if you're somewhere new, like you want to feel welcome, like
So essentially, a rider is like, let's say you have like a favorite chocolate bar that you really want to have, or a ritual. You might do like a lemon tea and a steam. You could ask for like a steamer from Boots to steam your vocal cords.
Water.
Yeah, just there's so many things you can put on it. So I remember my rider. I put on a lot of weight on tour because I was just eating like angel cake and Kit Kat.
It's
Like
so hard to eat healthy when you're
all
on
the
tour. And just
time.
take care of yourself, but it's so important as well.
Yeah, like I was eating just so much rubbish. But one thing I did do, and my voice did not get hoarse once on tour, and that was routinely I had ginger, honey, and lemon tea before every show, like every single show. I made sure I wasn't screaming or getting too rowdy after shows. I was trying to make sure I protected my voice. But yeah, I think the one thing I learned was just more so just look after the vocal cords, and two, next time I go on tour, watch the rider, darling. Watch the
What you're
rider.
saying as well about like routinely doing something that you have to follow a routine. I feel like day to day, like my day to day is not very routine. Like I can wake up at like 2 p.m. because I got in at 5 a.m. from a session. So I don't really have a routine, but like on tour, I literally like I had to wake up at a certain time to make sure that I made the flight, because if I missed the flight, then I'd miss the next performance, and then I'd miss the next flight, and it was a no. So like just making sure like you're on time and you're like, it's so important as well, like routine.
I agree. So I'm just going to jump straight into the questions that we have. Everyone just put your questions into the chat, and I'll be answering the ones that are more kind of like specific to this particular talk. And if you have any other kind of questions, I will try and get to those later after I've answered all the questions about this particular talk. So to start with, this one is from Chantel. She says, and I'm gonna ask this question, but I think it's really funny because I don't feel like I'm famous. But anyway, she said, "What is it like as a famous singer?" Now, I am flattered that you think we are famous. Me personally, I feel like I've got a long way to go before I become famous. But if I was, say, well known or known, there's some pressure, I would say, to kind of uphold and maintain your status and your like position and your numbers and your fan base, and keep everyone like constantly satisfied and happy with what's going on. And I feel like in a good way, I like the fact that I have got a bit of pressure on my back, because it means I'm going to get up and like get to work and like push myself and get through the hard times. There's a lot of hard times, but let's go. What's she doing? But it just means that I have something to work towards every day.
Yeah.
So that's for me. What about you, Kelly?
I feel like it's like being like a well-liked person, like just someone, you know, when you're in a room with like someone confident and you can just tell they don't even have to do music, someone that is just confident in themselves. Just I feel like it means just being confident in yourself, because there's so many situations where like I feel like before like 2 years ago I was completely a different person, and I was so introverted and so like shy, and I wouldn't really say what I meant or what I felt, and like then I'd feel away after I left the session because I didn't mention that one part in the song, and now I can't listen to the whole song. Just things like that just kind of like made me realize like, no, like what I think does matter. Like sometimes you're thinking something and someone is thinking exactly the same thing. Like it's just about being relatable and like believe in yourself at the same time.
So the next question I'm gonna ask, I'm not sure who asked it, but it says, how do you go from making music in your bedroom to being in the studio with other artists and industry? I feel like it's a very loaded question, but
I have a simple answer.
Okay, go.
Be comfortable. Make sure you're comfortable, because the reason you can make songs in your bedroom is because you're comfortable. So if you go to a studio, if you was in the studio by yourself, you knew how the equipment worked, everything was set up, then it'd be the same. If you then add in people that don't make you comfortable, if you then add in things that you don't understand, and that's going to make you feel like it's going to create like a barrier. Yeah. So if you take the time to like learn what you're actually like dealing with, I feel like there's so much equipment, and I feel like just like out of respect, I kind of like learn what everything did, and just like if I'm using something that costs £3,000, like I want to know what it does and how to use it and how to like take advantage of it, and like just kind of like understand the process. So like I don't I'm very careful with my equipment. I feel like everything that I touch is my baby, because it's like it's amazing what it can do. And just like if you learn things and you learn how to be comfortable with everything, and once you get into your own workflow, it's like it's such a smooth transition. Just making sure you're around people that make you comfortable and you're not like doubting yourself.
And I think also on like a more like practical side, I think reach out to people. I think don't be shy to like hit someone up. You might get turned down, you might get aired, but that when someone does reply, that's the right people. You know, those are the people. Like,
there's so many DMs that I've sent, and like I haven't got replies still to this day. That like that are still gonna be there and however long. Because
I think it's just a matter of like finding the people that you think, wow, like I think we could bring something to each other's table, or I would like for someone to give me a chance, or I would like for us to try and collaborate on something. I think doing that and making sure
that doesn't always mean like it's someone like crazy famous. Like you don't have to
that's what I was about to say.
Rihanna's producer on Instagram.
What I was going to say is your peers, your musical peers amongst you, people that you might have seen pop up on your Instagram or your friend's story, that they're just sharing someone's work. Like, I think that's the best way, and create a tribe, create a family for yourself. Yeah. Next question. How do collaborations happen? How were you both chosen? Wow. How were you both chosen to join your artistic collaborations? On a practical level, I'll just say, if you're unsigned, I feel like, I mean, Callie, you probably speak on that, but from a signed perspective, I'm saying that, but like I haven't done that. From a signed perspective, usually an A&R will kind of bring you some suggestions and say, oh, we think this person will sound really good, and then they might reach out to that person's A&R and that person's team and say, hey, we would love to have this person join Hamzaa on a record and blah blah blah. Or artist to artist is usually the best way. If you really mess with an artist and you just think they're so sick and dope and you want them on your project, it's like, you know, just reach out and say, hey, I'd love to get you on this. Do you think
literally like a DM, email, anything?
And then after that, obviously management and labels deal with all the like numbers and percentages and all that afterwards. But I mean, the collaboration with Mahalia, so I was on Mahalia's album, and that came about because she DM'd me. She said, girl, I have to have you on my album. It's about this, it's about XYZ. Could you just do a verse for me? I'd love that. I'm just trying out a few people on the song and seeing what fits. I was like, yeah, sure. Like I did it. She loved the verse. And then I remember when I was in LA, she sent me a message saying, could you do another 8 bars? And just in case we need it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. My neighbors are probably moving chairs. She said, could you send, what did she say? She said, could you send another 8 bar verse? And I was like, okay. They didn't even end up using everything, but it's like just being readily available to just do the work, and being open as well. And so how was I chosen? I think the teams are both our labels kind of just thought, you know what, it makes sense. The fan base will cross over really nicely. And yeah, they kind of just set it up and off we went. But yeah, for you as an independent artist, what would you say how collaborations come about?
Collaborations, I feel like I'm still wrapping my head around it. I feel like I'm still wrapping my head around everything, but more just like what you were saying, like you have to ride for your music, believe in it. So if you're sending it out, like make sure you believe in it and like get it to the best point that you can, definitely, because that will give you the best chance. And just being like fearless with it and sending it out and just seeing, because like people, you want people to listen to your music, people are gonna listen to your music, and music is to be listened to. So if you get people's opinions on it before it comes out, or like people that you respect, or people that you just want to genuinely hear from, or if if you feel like you can hear them on it, then like don't hesitate to like, you never know. You actually never know.
So the next question I wanted to ask, this is from Ria Ashley, and it says, what are some tips for first releases / self releases as an unknown independent artist? First thing first, I would say is someone is to gather.
I put myself on mirror.
Is to gather some kind of press shots. You can literally just go with your friend. If they have like a DSLR, or even if you just use your iPhone, get some good lighting, even if you go in the sun, or maybe just get a cheap like ring light or whatever on Amazon or whatever it might be. If you know someone that you have a friend that does photography, that might do you a cheap rate or just can do you a solid. That's always, doesn't hurt to ask for favors. Just get some really just some nice pictures of yourself that you can kind of keep in a package to get some different angles and a few different outfits, different looks, just to have like a bit of some image and some branding to start off with. You can always change and evolve, but it's just good to kind of come ready. So I'll say get some press photos together. I would say write this down, guys, because this is some good information. I would say write a bio of yourself. So write, what your name is. If you say artist name is Ria Ashley, Ria Ashley that's third person, isn't it? Yeah. Write in a bio in third person. Ria Ashley is a ex-old singer, however old you are, singer from blah blah blah. The genre of music she makes is blah blah blah. Her inspirations come from blah blah blah, and she hopes to release a single on this date. The song is about XYZ, and basically just kind of describe yourself as an artist, describe the song you're putting out, and kind of write where you expect people to find it. So you've got your pictures, you've got your bio and your press kind of statement for the song. You can do that literally on Word, Google Docs, Notes, wherever, and just kind of copy it over. So you want to put some of the pictures, put your name, put some of the pictures, put the bio for the song, bio for yourself. And then the best thing to do is, I would say, start posting before you even get to releasing the song, start posting a few snippets, post some of those photos, be like, music coming soon. Reach out to really small mags, small publications or Instagram pages or blogs that do like new artists features. Just do your research and find some that kind of put on new artists or that post new artist music, and just say, hey guys, I've got a new song coming out. I'd love it if you could review it and let me know what you think. Send them that package, send them the document that has the pictures, the bio, and the snippet and the MP3 file of the song, so they can get a feel for what's coming before you release. So send it to a few, kind of get people to feel out the song and feel out your energy, feel out your vibe.
I was just gonna add, like, just send it around, like, send whatever you're releasing, just send it around to like
reach out,
radio presenters,
community radio stations, like Represent, Rinse,
because they'll support you 100%. Like
BFM, West Side Radio, reaching out to those kind of radio stations and just saying, hey, I have this record coming. Even BBC introducing, you can submit your songs. BBC introducing.
You can even submit your songs for playlist on Spotify. You don't have to be like
signed, yeah. So before you even get to that point, just you want to use, I think it's DistroKid, TuneCore, and there's a few other distributing sites. You want to upload your song, upload your song on there. It costs maybe about £5, £6. If you don't have a lot of money, you can just ask like a family member to say it, can I just as a gift maybe, or just ask for help for that. Or if you have like the £5, £10, just kind of that's kind of what it costs, I think, to upload a song, especially on TuneCore. And just kind of upload it and then submit to the Spotify playlist once you've uploaded it, and just see what happens, because you just never know. But it's a lot of groundwork, but I'd say I hope you guys are taking notes, because this will be really helpful, because it's not just about posting on Instagram. There's a lot of groundwork you need to do behind the scenes. But yeah, I think that would be some of the tips I would have for self-releasing as an independent artist. And in terms of marketing, just spend like £30 on some Instagram promo. You don't always have to shoot a music video. You can make video content on TikTok, Instagram,
Even if you're
Snapchat.
shooting a video, you can literally shoot a video on your iPhone. Like, so many artists have done that in lockdown. So many artists have done that in general. Like, Billie Eilish is like recent video where she was running around a shopping supermarket. They show you on an iPhone. So you can literally, like, there's no reason.
No limits. But yeah, I think that would be my main kind of tips. And then someone asked me a question about how my Wretch and Gets collaboration came about. I'm only going to answer this quickly because I want to really focus on the topic. But I've known Wretch for a while before I put out music, because at one point we were managed by the same person. But we have like quite a good relationship. And I remember Breathing was like one of the second songs I like ever recorded in the studio, like properly after having management. And he heard the song and was like, he really wants to be on it, like the original. And we just kind of said, no, let's just give Breathing his chance, let it have its moment. And then if you want to do a remix, then we'll do a remix. So we could put the song out on its own. And then the little 4 second, the little snippet video I put on Instagram of like it coming out, Gets heard that and reached out to my manager and said, oh my gosh, I need to be on this song. What can we do to make that happen? I have to be on it. It's beautiful. And so in the end, we ended up getting Wretch and Gets to do a verse on the song. We went to the studio, and they came there and wrote their bars on the spot, on the day. And it was just a beautiful, what you see recorded, or the video that you see on YouTube that's recorded of us in the studio, that's actually the day we recorded the remix. That's the day. So yeah, those guys are like my brothers, they're my big brothers, and they are amazing. But yeah, that's how that came about. Callie, I'm gonna ask this one to you. This is from Mahesh. Hey Mahesh. We know Mahesh from way back. What was your relationship with producers like when you started out? I'm gonna mute myself because I'm talking too much
now. My relationship with producers when I first started was like very distant. Like, I pictured that what we do as very separate, like me as a singer songwriter, like very separate. But just learning to a long period of time, but just learning to collaborate with them and not be afraid of what they're doing or what they suggest, or like they need to be involved in the collaborative process. Otherwise, you might as well just like be alone, because like you definitely have to like gel, and like not everyone you're gonna gel with. So definitely finding the people that you gel with and like understand you musically, and they don't even have to understand you as a person. If you click and like you click in that moment, I don't know, there's just something about finding connections with genuine people and people that just understand you, so you can take it to a place you can not feel embarrassed. I feel like feeling comfortable feels everything, because if you feel comfortable, then you can truly be you. And like when you're truly comfortable, I feel like your greatest ideas come out. So definitely finding people that you gel with, and making sure that you get your ideas across with them, and not like shying away from your own original ideas as well, because it is supposed to be a collaboration.
I agree. So next question, what do you both do to prepare for the studio? How did you find your voice as an emerging artist for people with more experience? So I come from a theatre, I guess, but I come from very much a theatre background. I've been doing theatre, performing arts since I was 3 years old. So transitioning from I like to sing to I like to sing, it was like, I had to like learn the fine tuning of, recording studio voice and like stage voice. Stage voice is very much, it's from the diaphragm. It's very like, in your face. Whereas recording in the studio is a lot more personal, a lot more intimate. You have to remember, like, you're giving a listener an experience in their brain, in their head, not what they're watching at the same time. So they need to be able to imagine and feel your emotions through just their ears. Whereas with stage, you can always do that with your hands, with your actions. So it can be a lot more dramatic. I would say to prepare for studio, I'll be honest, I just wake up and I get ready and I go. Prepare for studio. I think sometimes.
I would say like when I'm going to the studio, I make sure, I promised myself like a couple of years ago that I would not go to the studio if I'm not in the right frame of mind. like if I'm not in a good like place like mentally, then I won't like go to the studio, just because I associate with like bad times. And sometimes I do go with like if I need to get something out, and like
Done, yeah.
I feel like I'm okay to do that. But like if I'm not ready to be around people, if I'm not, like, you need to listen to yourself definitely,
Yeah.
and not force it. Like it's not a must every
Because
day, like
I remember
song.
at the beginning, I was so stubborn. I would go to a session and halfway through, I'd text my manager, like, I need to get out of here. And I'd leave. I'd just leave. But like, yeah, I can't. Or I'd have like a double day, like, so you do, like, say, like a Thursday and then a Friday, so 2 sessions. And I would just be like, yeah, I'm not going back tomorrow. I'm not doing it. Like, I was very stubborn. But I feel like over time, you learn the balance, and you learn how to kind of, because imagine I was 18 years old, and nearly every single day I'm meeting a new person, and like they're all really older than me, and the style of music that I do is a lot of like older white men that produce the kind of music that I make. So imagine I'm a young 18-year-old black girl going into this space every single day, and there's nothing wrong with, I love white people, nothing wrong with white people, but I'm saying that's such a foreign environment for me, and I had to learn how to kind of navigate that situation, navigate myself, understand who I am as a person very early on. So like you said, Callie, if didn't feel like I was in the right frame of mind to go to the studio, I'd rather not ruin everyone's day by going there and being moody and not doing the best work I can. You know, I'd rather just stay at home and get myself together and the next day figure it out. Yeah.
I feel like definitely not even like ruining everyone's day, but I look at the studio as like
A sanctuary.
as like somewhere where it can be the gym, like you can like exercise in there, like get better at what you're doing, but at the same time it is kind of a stage, because like every studio that I work at, well, not every studio that I work at, but like most studios I work at now are like they're fully kitted out, that they have proper equipment in, and I don't want to like waste my time like in there. So definitely like not wasting time in a studio. I feel like you should be efficient in there and just like have plan the time.
Callie, I'm gonna ask you from EIJ, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself as I hopefully will have my own home. That's where I see myself in 5 years. But like musically in 5 years, oh my gosh, I hope to have released like at least 20 more songs, at least. And I feel like I just want people to see every side of me. I have so many like different genres and different ideas. Like being an artist, especially like if you're like creative as well, in the process of like creating, I feel like you have so many ideas for videos, you have so many, and like once it stops being about the song and like how you can bring it to life and live performances, and there's so many different avenues of actually being an artist, so I want to explore all of them. There's so many crazy things, like set design for your stage when you perform. How do you want the lights to be on the audience, on you? What is the color of the lights, and what's the theme? Is there a theme? Your set list, like that's just for touring. If you're doing like a video, like is there a concept? Who do you want to work on it? There's just so many different things. I just want to explore everything.
And someone says, just as a last question, because we are running out of time, Maz says, as an addition, where did you picture yourself 5 years ago? I think that's really important, because 5 years ago, what was I doing? I was broke. I was dead ass broke.
17 was like 5 years ago, right? Okay.
Yeah, I had just left school.
Where? Yeah.
And I remember then I would say I didn't actually have a 5-year plan or goal. I didn't see myself I didn't have a vision of myself 5 years from when I was 17.
Or even if you did have a plan, it changed drastically, completely. I feel like I plan everything, and like my plans just like they don't, like, as long as I have like a long-term goal is fine, but like everything in the middle is like inevitably gonna change.
Yeah. Okay, well, to close out, I would like to just get everyone, if you feel comfortable, to just come on the microphone. Let me go to where it says all participants. Yes. I'm just going to go person by person. If you feel comfortable to speak, feel free to take your mic off and blah blah. If not, that's perfectly fine. But I just want you to go around, say your name, if your age, if you want to see your age, and what it is that you do, and where people can find you. Your Instagram, Twitters, whatever that might be. So the first person I have on my screen is Leah. Hey, Leah.
Hello, I'm actually just on it because I'm a big fan of you both. And I work in a nursery. I don't do music, but I'm just a big fan of you both.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I'm on it. Sorry at this point.
All right, cool. Thank you, Leah. Carla. I feel like I know who this Carla person is from Germany.
Yes, hi. I have a fan page for Kali actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I don't do anything music related, but I just came on here to listen to you because I think you two are really inspiring and I love that.
Thank you. So sweet. Zeus. Ria Ashley.
Hi. Hi, well, I'm Ria Ashley. I'm 21 and I'm a singer-songwriter upcoming. You can find me on all social media platforms, Ria Ashley Music. And I love you guys both. I think you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring a load of unsigned independent artists. And you're great to see. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Let's go to Maz. Is it Maz? Maz?
It's Maz. Hi guys.
Hi,
My
Maz.
name is Maz. I'm an aspiring rapper, and my Instagram is maz.artist. I've just dropped a project in like January. I think my debut project. It's a little EP. And yeah, like the question I had about the Wretch and Gets thing. Ever since I heard that tune like 2 years ago, I was like I always wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, it's a really cool tune. So yeah,
Appreciate that.
Both are amazing. So yeah.
Thank you. So everyone, like Maz just said, he just dropped a project in January, so make sure you go and check that out, give it a listen, and support our fellow artist in the room. Thank you, Maz, for that. Next, we have Mahesh.
Hello.
Blah blah player.
Yeah. I hope you're both good and you guys
Yes.
are amazing as always. So I am a instrumentalist. I'm 22 in North London. This kind of like I'm interested in producing and performing, and also in theatre. So yeah, it's kind of like a whole wide range of things. I'm in a youth orchestra and a band. So yeah, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at mparkermusic. Like I'm still kind of trying to like figure myself out musically, but yeah, it's kind of documented my journey there.
Instrumentalists are the best people to be around because they like you can just create with them. People that you can create with just to be around them. It's sick that you're in a band as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love that. Mwah. Good to see you, Mahesh. Next on the list is, I don't want to say this wrong, Jarain.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Hi, I'm 17. I rap, sing, I'm learning to produce. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for this. This was great.
Oh, I appreciate that. And where can people find you? Are you on social media at the moment?
Yeah, I'll type my Instagram in the chat.
Okay, great. Yeah, so if you want to put your Instagrams and all that socials in the chats, guys, that would be really helpful as well. Next we have, thank you, Jarain. Next we have Chantel. You're muted still. I think your sound's still muted.
Sorry.
There we
Hi,
go.
Hamzaa. What's the other person? What's your name? The other person?
Callie,
Callie.
hi.
Hi, Hamzaa and Callie. How are you guys?
We're good, thank you.
We
That's
good.
It's nice meeting you guys. My name is Chantel Alisa. I'm 22 years old, and at the moment I'm studying performing arts, higher national diploma performing arts at Hertford Regional College, and I'm an upcoming performer and model, and I write songs, and yeah, it's an honor being in this Zoom meeting, because Mabel is like an inspiration to me of starting out being a singer. And
Oh,
yeah,
I'm so
and
glad.
also you can find me on Instagram. Two of my Instagram accounts. Two of Instagram accounts. Chantal Alisa official, and it's Chantal Alisa. I'll put it on the chat.
Yeah,
I'm almost at 1,000 followers, so it'd be nice to reach there.
let's get
Yeah.
1,000 followers, guys. Let's push that. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. And next,
Thank you so much.
If you feel comfortable to introduce yourself, Jamaal Hudson. Jamal? I don't know. I might be saying that wrong. You don't have to put your video on if you don't. Oh, hello. Hey, Skin. Okay, Skin. I think you're muted at the moment, though. Yeah, I think. Can Rachel unmute you? Oh no! Wait. How do you? Are you? I think you're muted still.
Jamal, when I unmute you, are we doing it at the same time, or is your mic not working?
No, it looks like his red button's on.
Did that come up for you?
I can't hear what you're saying, but I feel like I can hear what you're saying.
No, I want to hear you speak. No.
Jamal, I'm not sure what's.
Do you want to check if you're mute? Shall I come back to you?
Where it says mute in the left-hand corner, it should have like a slash through it and be red. Just click it.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to you. Okay. Is it Micah or Mika? Misha? Micah?
It's Misha.
Misha. Hi, Misha.
Hi.
So, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself and what you do, your socials.
I'm Misha. I'm 14. I really like performing arts, and you both really. It's good to be here.
Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed the talk. That's really good to hear. All right. Are you on socials or your full team? Maybe.
No, I'm not really on socials.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate.
Thank you. Thanks.
Someone just has iPad. I don't know if they are active. Just looks like it says iPad.
Hey, iPad.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought it started at 7.
Oh no. Well, either way, this will go up. It will go up on one of the pages so you can watch it back. But before we go, I think it'll just be good for you to say your name, what you do, your Instagram, your socials, so we can support you and look out for what you do.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm really sorry again. I'm so embarrassed.
No worries.
My Instagram is samhart.x, but I also have a Callie account. I'm Callie Claire Memes. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Hey there.
Hey.
And Jamal, did you get it? Do you think you got it working? Do you think you could get it working?
Yeah. I got it, What's poppin', everybody? Hey.
Hello.
Hamzaa, I love your eyebrows, sis. So cute. So cute. And the nails too, girl. You really did it for me, girl. So yeah, my name's Jamal. I am a singer-songwriter from London. You can find me on Instagram at Jamal Hudson. It's literally just my name. I'll put it in the chat. I have projects coming up that I'm
don't we all?
Very excited. Yeah, of course. Yeah, girl. You know. But a lot of my stuff is in the writing, and one thing I found very inspiring about this chat was kind of releasing, like, you're doing your first releases as like an independent artist. That was so helpful for me. I took so many notes.
I'm glad.
I'm gonna see you soon, sis. Don't worry, studio time is coming, babe. Because I really I listened to Breathing, and for such a long time it resonated with me so deeply, girl. And when I heard the remix, I said, yeah, this is it. Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It makes sense. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you for being here. I just want to say I appreciate you all for being here, whether you were here at the start, your intentions, whatever it might have been. You will definitely be able to find this on We're going to post this up afterwards, after it's finished at some point. And yeah, just give yourselves a round of applause, a virtual round of applause. Let's give Callie a round of applause. Thank you for coming on Monamee Talks.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Everyone, if you're not already following Monamee Talks page on HU Futures, please follow and stay tuned for some of the next talks we have coming up. You can definitely sign up for other things if you've already signed up, but obviously we want to make sure we get as many people, as many opportunities as possible, and where there's room, you know, we want to give other people a chance and bring you guys back if you feel like you want to come back for more talks. But definitely stay tuned, stay following, and yeah, thank you for coming, everyone.
Hamzaa.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. I'm so sorry for delaying you. I forgot to mention that I'll be in a TV show. I'll be in a TV drama series called O Society, and the launch Zoom performance will be next week, Sunday, 28th of March, 7 p.m. So it'll be appreciated if you come and watch and support. The ticket is £8 each. So if you would like to buy tickets, direct message me on the Instagram on Chantal Alisa Official. Is on the chat. So yeah, it'll be nice if all of you
All right, guys.
can come and see.
You go and follow Chantal Alisa, and if you're interested, send her a message. All right, guys, I'm signing out. Have a lovely evening. Stay safe. Drink water.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Good evening.